Yeah, hi there, everybody. It's Monday, the 27th of July, in the afternoon, and I hope everybody had a nice weekend. I'd just like to discuss something and try and keep it as brief as I can. It's a sort of a long subject, but I'll try and keep it as brief as I can. And what it relates to is it relates to the Public Broadcasting Authority in Ireland. And you might say, well, what has that got to do with what's going on, the economic crisis that's facing Ireland and the Western world? And if you listen for a little while, it's sort of self-explanatory. And the Public Broadcasting Authority here in Ireland is called RT, Radio Telefís Iran. And it is funded in the main through state licenses which are issued to everyone who has a television. So what happens is everyone who has a television in the Republic of Ireland is bound under law to pay to watch the television. And they pay this license fee, which is it's like you have a dog, you're supposed to have it licensed. Same thing, you have a television, you have it licensed. It's another form of taxation. Anyway, in Ireland it's €160 per annum. And the situation is, last year, as I'm sure it happens every year, a certain number of people don't pay their license. And some of them end up in court. And what happened was 103 of the citizens of this republic, which I live in, of which I am a citizen, went to jail for non-payment of this €160. That's 103 people ended up with a criminal record and on average spent between 2 and 5 days in a prison in the Republic of Ireland for not paying their €160 to the state. Now I know that's hard to get your head round, but these are facts. 103 people. Now the flip side of that is that we are in the most diabolical, the most unprecedented economic crisis that any country in the Western world has ever faced. Or I would say any country anywhere in the world in terms of its magnitude. And our state is in the process of underwriting a massive indebtedness to private. In other words, what has happened is we had a group of 6-7 banks in the Republic of Ireland, and the decisions that were made within those banks, and these decisions were not made by ordinary tellers behind the bank that you go in every day to see. I'm talking about decisions made at board level. I'm talking about the chairman of these companies. I'm talking about the board members. I'm talking about the chief executive officers. And I'm talking about the immediate executive officers underneath them. And at the most, I'm talking about maybe 200 to 300 men and women. And the decisions that these men and women made on an ongoing basis over approximately 9 to 10, 11 years meant that we have now got the biggest national debt in the world. And our state has decided to underwrite the debt that they incurred, this private debt. In other words, what our state has decided to do is to take a private debt and underwrite it with the public purse. In other words, technically give these bankers hundreds of billions of euros of the money belonging to the citizens of this republic, which is going to be borrowed. We don't have it. It'll be borrowed in our name, and our children and our grandchildren and our great grandchildren will be paying it off until the day they die. Now, of those 200 or 300 people that run these banks, let me tell you, not one of them will ever see the inside of a prison. Not one of them. Not one of these people. And you may say, well, how do you know that? And please, listen, to what I'm going to say. I know that for a fact because in the Republic of Ireland, as in most other Western so-called democratic states, it's always the same. The prisons are full of poor people. The prisons are full of the disenfranchised. The prisons are full of the mentally ill. There's no upper class, or generally speaking, middle class people in prisons. Very, very few. The law is there for one purpose and one purpose only. We inherited English law, and it was there to protect the monarchy and protect the establishment. And that's what it's for here in Ireland. It protects the establishment. And these bankers are key members of the establishment. And the big thing is, they know where all the bodies are buried.